Hi everyone, so today I have a gorgeous collection to share with you from Spellbinders. It's part of their new April launches. It's the Stylish Ovals collection. There are quite a few items in this collection. I have most of them, I believe, and I'll talk about a couple others that I don't have here in front of me. But just super pretty. I mean, you can see a lot of it has to do with that oval shape, that stylish oval that they named it there. So they did send these items free of charge for my review, and of course all opinions are my own. And any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So thanks for using those. Right now, I'll have the date in the description box. Spellbinders is running a special on the US site. I'm not sure if it's on the UK site yet or something similar, but on the US site, if you put $125 or more products in your cart, of course, if you're a member, that's after the discount, the 10% discount, they'll take 15% off automatically in the cart. So again, I'll put in the description box the end date on that. It runs for about a week. And yeah, so I have a few items that go together, so I do like to put my things on here. I get samples, guys, so of course your items will be packaged more like this, at least these things here, where they have the packaging, carrier sheet, you know, instructions. Sometimes if it needs it, it'll have like a little quick kind of walkthrough. Otherwise you have like inspo like this, something like that. But these other ones I have samples, and this is how I put them on a magnetic board just to show them off a little nicer. So let's get started, because there are quite a few items. I'll try and play with a few today and maybe make like something that's a little quicker. But we can start off with this, the Infinity Punch and Pierce Plate. And now look at this, guys. So again, it's that oval shape. They do have a set of dies that's all ovals, from like the largest, I think, A2 size to much smaller. So they go in concentrically, so there's that available. And I believe there's another one that's kind of like a flowering branch type of die set. So this is the rest of the collection that I have here, though. So this one, what it does, it'll cut this outer one. It does have a cut line here and a cut line here. So you have this outer A2 size, like a frame. You have this inner little frame that, you know, cuts out on its own. And then you have this other piece here, and it has the punching and the piercing, meaning it has like dots or something like that that like etches in. And then, but it does poke all the way through the paper, and then there's also areas where it's completely cut out. So that's that guy. Down here I have what they're calling the Stitched Floral Flip Frame, and it's like those reflection type dies that Spellbinders does so well. I love it. It's simple, you know, it has the beautiful kind of lacy feel in the background with the leaves, but then you have 6 simple flowers on here. So this is a really great, I think, starter one also. They have some that are more involved. I love these. These are like my favorite, this and like the branch type dies that they do. But, you know, you can pop it on here, and then it's called a frame because then you put the other one here, and that middle area doesn't have anything, so it's kind of framed out. So you have that guy. And did I say it said stitched? Yeah, stitched. I was like, I don't remember saying the word stitched, but it does have these little flowers that you can pop on top that have stitching. And so again, just a very simple stitch on these guys. You know, you're going to come up to the middle, go to the left, come up to the middle, go to the next one, come up to the middle, go to the next one, and just keep stitching that way. Or this flower, come up to the center and go out, back up to the middle and out. Now, you know, just keep going. So very simple stitching on these guys. But it also has flowers that do not have the stitching, so they can be a background, or they can just be another flower that you would like to use that doesn't have the stitching. So we have those. Up here, this one's really cool. This is the Stylish Oval Floral Bird Glimmer Plate, and it is a plate that's just like this. It fills in an A2 size card very nicely. Let me give you a measurement on that. The design's about 4.5 by 3 3/8 wide or so. And you see this beautiful bird and all the flowers. And again, if you pick up the other set of dies, you can definitely cut that out or just have it on your, matte layer kind of thing. What's nice about that one is that there is a matching stencil set that you can pick up, and it is 6 stencils in here, and it has all the pieces and all the layers to color this in really easily. So you have that beautiful foiled background, or lines, and then you're going to have this to easily color them in. I love this. I love when they do this, so I'm super excited and happy to have that. So we will definitely try those out. Down here I have, I believe this one's called Stylish Oval Thanks Plate and Die Set. So it's thanks because it has that thank you. So again, it has a beautiful design. Again, put it on a matte layer or maybe cut it out with an oval die around here. Obviously these edges, you're going to need to use what die that's a little bit bigger than this. but it has kind of like a really cool movement to it. It has like the butterflies in there and these beautiful flowers, and it's basically symmetrical, however you look at it. And then it comes with this die that says thanks. Now that definitely could just be, you know, embossed in here or foiled in there. This is facing the wrong way, so anyway, it would nestle in here obviously if you wanted to do it all at once, or one in another color for the other one. But you can also just do that and then die cut. And what's cool about this die cut is it has a little punch kind of feel to it, so this does not cut right here. So this guy will say thanks, and then it'll have a little border of like little punches, and it just, you know, the foiling finishes off here and there. So really cute way of doing that, or framing that out. And then we have, the Fluttering by Glimmer plate. This guy is a big boy, so let's see how big this is. He is, the design is probably just under 6 inches wide. It looks like it's 5 7/8. And then the height from like the tallest, you know, the highest one there to down maybe here is about 4 inches. So that's a really nice glimmer plate with the butterflies. And then it comes with dies so that you can cut out some of the butterflies and they're all glimmered. That'll be really fun. So it looks like that one belongs there, and then obviously some of the smaller ones. So you can die cut those. Oh, and I have the beautiful butterflies 3D folder, which is this guy. Again, the 3D embossing folder does require a special sandwich, so if you have the universal plate system you can just follow along with that, but it's basically the adapter, I think, and the base plate, if I recall. But if you have another system, I'm talking about the Platinum system by Spellbinders, but if you have another system, you're just gonna want to do a little bit less of a sandwich, right? If you normally do whatever it is for a standard embossing folder, maybe you want to take away one layer if that's possible, or use something that's a little bit thinner to get that to work for you, because it is a thicker folder. And this is gorgeous, and you guys know Spellbinders does such a great job with their 3D, and I can see that it's just gonna be so pretty with the movement that this has. It is really lovely, so pretty, really nice design with all the butterflies and like little sprigs and everything that they do so well. It looks like maybe like poppies up here, just really pretty. And then I have a couple of stamp sets to share with you, and this is these are both photopolymer stamp sets. This one's called Fill My Heart Sentiments, and this is Stylish Oval Birthday Wishes, and again that oval feature here, so really pretty. You know, stamp that, maybe heat emboss it. I think that would look lovely with that beautiful Spellbinders font. Thank you so very much. Sending you birthday wishes, little sprigs that are just on their own. Thinking of you. Hello, wishing you the best day. And a lot of these things can frame out like in here. In this guy, you know, when you do this reflection in the frame, you can definitely use these sentiments. The same thing with these guys here. Look at this. So it has that very much that oval feel. And if you have the dies, you can then cut it out and it'll look really lovely as a reflection, or however you want to use these. Again, just really pretty with those little like buttercups. Just lovely. You fill my heart. Hello, congrats, thank you. May all your wishes come true on this special day. And then a lot of, you know, just everyday sentiments. So what I'm going to do is grab a card base. I think we're going to use the plate just to run it through and see what that looks like and get the 3 pieces from it. Let's do a reflection today, and we'll go from there. So I'll be right back. If I have an A2 size card, again, if you're making your own card base, that would be 8.5 by 5.5 squared at 4 1/4. This is just a card from Spellbinders Quick and Easy Card Kit. And then just to make our background, I think I'm going to use this very light blue Spellbinders paper here. And it did come from a pack of like 10 different colors that I have, so I don't recall right now the name of this one, but it's one of their light blues. So I'm just going to trim that down and we'll run that through. And then just to get the base of our, give it a little bit extra room is what I do, just so that when I run it through, if it moves, I'll have a little extra. Let's go ahead and run this guy through, and I'm going to use a dark green on this. Why not? The flowers are really nice and large, so you're only going to see a little bit of that dark green kind of there, so I want it to be a little more visible, so I'm going to run it through the dark green paper twice, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay, let's check this guy out. Oh my goodness, so pretty. Oh, look at that. And it looks so cool. I mean, obviously I'm going to pop out these little bits to clean it up, but then you'll see more of that piercing and punching, but really cool. Okay, I'll be back. I don't sit here and like poke every single little thing out. It's just, you know, I use my little scrubby and from the back just kind of go like that, and then they just pop out. So I just keep going around until it's pretty clean. And if there's a stubborn one here and there, because that happens, you know, then I'll go ahead and like poke it out like that. Okay, I'll be back. So this is what I have right now. I'll put my little flowers here because we'll go into look at those in a minute. So let's see. Obviously, we have all these pieces. I just want to show you kind of what that plate does, and it gives you all these beautiful things all at once. So I was going to put this out here. Oh, see, I have a little stubborn one I had mentioned there. And this is going to cover quite a bit of that, but you're still going to see that blue in the background, so I think that's really pretty. And so it's basically something like this that frames it out, right? So you have this area in the middle, and I'll probably do some stamping there. I was debating if I should put this guy in here. Let me see. You know what? Why not? So maybe we'll stamp on that. Let me see what I have here. Oh, we have hello, another set. Thank you so very much. I feel like it needs to be something from like this. You know, congrats. Oh, you know, I always go with thank you. So I'm probably going to stamp thank you on that guy, but not quite yet. So I'll just stamp that in black ink or something to make that pop. Okay, so we have these guys. Again, either background or just the flowers, if that's how you want them to be. What I think I'm going to do today is just use these blank ones. Of course, we have the stitch ones, which are really lovely. You can just leave these blank. You may put a little rhinestone in the center, a pearl in the center, and if you don't have time for stitching, I mean, it's a really quick project. I mean, look at the stitching on that, right? It's very quick, but you still have the embossing and the little punched areas, which is really cute. With these guys, I think what I'm going to do is grab some of the new cardstock colors, because I'm obsessed with them. I love the Velvet Rose, the Peach Sorbet, the Tuscan Sun. I mean, they're all so pretty. So I'm just going to kind of mix and match. If you look at this, you have 3 of this larger one, and then you have 2 of this guy, right? And then 1 of this one. So what I think I'm going to do with this little guy, you can cut it and kind of place it here just to kind of put that together, but I don't mind the leaves, especially because I want the background to show. So I'm going to leave the leaves there, kind of softer look. I might layer these guys up. So what I think I'll do is do like the lighter, the Peach Sorbet, and then maybe the Velvet Rose from here. Let's do this in either Tuscan Sun or one of the new yellow colors. So we have those guys pink in here. And then I keep accenting that with like purple. So maybe I'll run this through like a purple cardstock. And then I want to emboss them with the new embossing folder just to give them some texture. So I'm going to run those guys through and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my pieces here. And I'll put this to the side. So for right now, I'm going to run these guys through and all we're looking for is texture. The design on that 3D embossing folder is a little more spread out than on some other ones, but I think we'll find some good spots to get some texture going. Probably within like the butterfly wings and stuff like that. I was debating if I should texturize these too. So this 3D texture, how big is this? You know, I'm gonna leave these flat, I think. So we'll just put texture on like these little accent bits, and like I said, I'm just gonna pop them here and there or wherever just to get some texture going. Like in here, and then these guys too, the purple flowers and the yellow flowers. So, you know, I can take them out and run it through again, but I think we'll find spots for everybody. Oh, look at that. You can even get some actual texture like from a flower that's shaped the same way. That's funny. Wasn't planning on that, but let's do that. That's a leaf, not a leaf, a wing. Yeah, and I'm just going to run this through my Platinum 6 and I'll be right back. For the Platinum 6 or like the Platinum machines, it's just the universal plate system, the base plate, and the adapter, the gray adapter. And I have all these pretty bits that have all this cute texture to them. Oh, you can see that? How pretty. Look at this little guy. And then my 2 purple ones came up top. It really got in there. Okay. So, I'll be right back. So we have our flowers, we have these guys, we have our bases. I said I was going to go ahead and stamp on this. And let's do the thank you, like I said. So I'm going to put this on a stamp positioner just to make sure I get it exactly where I want that to be. Otherwise, I would just eyeball it and stamp it, but I am going to take this over to a positioner. And I'll be right back. I think that looks like where I would want to put it. And I'm just going to ink that up. They are photopolymer stamps, and I've said in the past, like whenever you have a thin line, it's not the biggest deal, but if it is sticky with that dispersion layer, you might want to wipe it off with some alcohol, stamp it off a few times before you go to your project, however it is, but there you go. Alright, I'm going to clean up and I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm trying to think, do I want this? Oh, you can pop this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and just glue these guys down. So this outer bit. Just really put glue around that center area, and then of course the outer edge. And I might even put something heavy on this just to keep it down. So for right now, it is definitely an A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 completely. And then this guy, I'm just gonna eyeball the center, but that's basically there, right? And then like I said, I like to put something heavy on my cards just to keep them nice and flat. So that generally is like a cutting plate, or not the cutting plate, the base plate, sorry, and then my whole machine like sitting on top. Just to make sure that's about where I want it. I can bring this back and just have an eyeball there. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay, so you see it wants to come up. So all I'm gonna do is that. Take one of these guys, put it right on top, and then put like my machine on top for a few minutes, okay? And I will be back. I suppose while that's doing its thing, I can start gluing these guys down. So I'm doing this up in the air, not normally what I would do, but let's go ahead and put a little glue. And with these guys, kind of kept them flat, and I'm just eyeballing kind of where it would layer best. And doing the embossing might have warped some of the shapes a little bit because obviously it kind of crunches them up and does things, but I'm just going to still place it like where it should have been, and it's not too different. And then this little guy. And then, of course, the other pinky peachy one here, and then we have these guys that are going to be our little buttercup kind of flower here. And that looks really pretty with the texture, you know, it just adds a little something. And now that I think about it, I'll put a little more glue on this one because of that texture. You really want your flowers to make contact white. So hold those down, and then on top of these guys, I'm just going to place, this guy's the last kind of peach sorbet here. I'll just go ahead and pop it down. Oopsie. And then on top of that one, I'll also add a center, but we have these guys, and we'll just pop them into the center. I suppose they should kind of layer in the same way. They are a different flower, and if you see, this one has like 5 petals where these have like a ton. So for me, I'm using it as a layering flower, but it's really a flower on its own. Okay, and I'll pop one here and I'll be back. Let's see how this is going. Alright, looks good. Alright, and then we have these guys. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I mean, it has a lot of texture already and actually a lot of dimension, even just with that. I was gonna pop them up, but you know what? I like the way that looks. I was gonna go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of each one of these guys so that would kind of hold it up like this a little bit. I don't know. Well, let's do one other step before I decide that. I have these floral friendship gemstones, and I just thought these are going to look really pretty as centers. So, I mean, we have these colorful ones. We have, you know, more of the kind of an AB look. These have like a little blue tone. Oh my gosh. I'll put one of those guys here, and the same one over here. I like that pinky look. I'm debating if I should use like the pinky or like these clear ones. Ooh, those are so pretty. Let's go for it. So I have 3 here that are the same size. I suppose what I could do is do 2 of this size and then maybe 1 larger one down here in the center. Just differentiate a little bit. And I'll do the same thing on this side. 1 larger one and 2 of the smaller ones. This is so pretty, and that's if it was just flat. But you know how recently I've been showing like mixing and matching heights? So what if we, on the back of this one, put some dimensionals on both yellow ones, and then just glue down the rest so that only this area kind of stands up. Hopefully that'll make sense. It'll just kind of curve at the edges. So let's put some glue here and glue all these and little leaves and everything. Everybody needs a little glue. All in there. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Those 3D glue tabs always want to stick before I'm ready. Okay, so see how that's popped up, but then this is down. And I'll do the same thing for the other side. On this top part, I'll put the dimensionals here and here. And so it just has a little bit of dimension at the bottom. I love it. Okay, look how pretty that is. I mean, even just with your to do the bottom. Or maybe put it on the side, huh? Anyway, I'll be right back. I am in love with this. How pretty and like quick. I mean, again, I love the reflections, and some of them have more flowers, a little more involved. This one's more simple, super quick and easy to put together. Again, I put that little flower there in the center, but you can definitely pop it here if you wanted them, just to flesh out a little bit more. But look at that. Love it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Spellbinders, for sending these items for review. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I will see you all at the next one. Bye now.